Hi, my name is Miranda Stewart, and I am the Catastrophe Manager at CIG. I have 30 years of experience as a wildland firefighter in the federal agencies, and I'm excited to be in this new role with CIG. Today, I am bringing you a webinar on what you need to know about red flag watches and warnings, and how you can keep your loved ones and beloved pets safe during these events. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to a presentation on red flag watches and warnings, and learning about how we can prepare when they are issued. A watch is extended for a longer period of time. It means that the conditions could develop over the next 72 hours. A warning means conditions for high fire danger exist currently if there is an ignition source. These watches and warnings are issued when specific weather conditions align. So it means that we have high temperatures, the winds are high, and the humidity is low. These create a concern because when the parameters are aligned together, they can create fast-moving fires with rapid spread, and they make the vegetation more available to burn. The most devastating fires have occurred under the most extreme conditions, such as those found in red flag watches and warnings. Urban conflagration is most likely to occur when wildfires start under these conditions. Red flag watches and warnings can be issued at any time of the year. The criteria is the same across all 50 states, but the conditions that exist for geographical areas may vary. Low humidity means something different in the Southeast versus the Pacific Northwest. Low relative humidity in the Southeast that triggers a red flag is anything below 25%. But that same 25% humidity in the Pacific Northwest would feel like a rainforest conditions, and fire behavior would be hampered significantly. We monitor for them by tracking them either on the National Weather Service or the Watch Duty app. If you haven't downloaded the Watch Duty app, and you live in a fire danger area, I highly recommend it. This app is free to users. You do have the option to pay for more advanced features, but the free service will give you the information about red flag warnings. So the criteria remains the same in all 50 states, but it does vary as we talked about. It's not that one is less severe than the other. It's that one means the conditions could develop over the next 72 hours and you need to pay attention, and the other means that the conditions currently exist. So what do we do when one is issued? We think of these in the same way that Southerners look at these hurricane warnings. And I've lived all over the United States, so I can tell you that when you're in the South and a hurricane warning is coming, everybody has this mindset of, okay, I've got to ramp up and prepare for a few things, whether it's stock up on food, or water, propane, gas. The mindset is there and it's very fluid. But living out here in the Northwest, I find that folks are not as prepared when it comes to having what they need ready to go if there is a red flag watch or warning. So this is an opportunity to engage your best practices. If one is issued, you should think about the following things. Even if your area does allow for burning under these conditions, don't burn, because we are just opening up the probability and possibility for that ignition source and that fire to get away from us. This needs to be a community level effort. This is where fire-wise communities can be really beneficial. But know your neighbors, know your community, work together to reduce the risk during wildfire watches and warnings. And practice these things year-round so that they have that muscle memory within the community and it becomes very easy to integrate if needed. Do not run equipment during a red flag watch or warning. The probability of starting a fire is increased when we run equipment, whether it's welding, mowing, or other factors that can cause ignition sources during the red flag watch or warning. Park your vehicles on gravel or paved areas only, not on vegetation, even if that vegetation is mowed really low. it still can be an ignition source, and it can still be something that leads to a significant wildfire. When a watch or warning is issued, be prepared. Plan for that possible ignition or need to evacuate. That means that if you have plans for the day and they involve being spread out and not necessarily in your home location, think about changing those plans if you can. Think about what you need to do to evacuate if a wildfire should start. So if you have young kids that you might be leaving at home with a babysitter, maybe you either educate your babysitter on what your evacuation plan is, or you think about changing your plans and keeping your kids with you for the day. Know where your loved ones are for the day, what their plans are, and that you have a communication connection of where to hook up if there is a wildfire and you can't get back to your house. Have a plan for pets and livestock, and keep your phones charged. Granted, when things get busy with a wildfire, it might be difficult to get out communication with your phones, but it's still important to make sure that they are fully charged. When there is a red flag watch or warning issued, things that you should think about before you even leave for the day. Bring in the flammable materials like your cushions on your deck furniture and maybe even your deck furniture. It's a good idea to store those inside a closed garage if you are able to do that. Close your house and car windows. This reduces the chances of embers getting inside your house if there is a wildfire. Again, coordinate with your loved ones. Take your Go box with you. Your Go box should include your important documents and your papers that you can't replace, such as bank papers, passports, birth certificates. Grab your Go bag. Make sure you have that with you. Your Go bag should contain some clothing, medications, and maybe your glasses or contacts if you wear them. Things that can hold you over for 3 to 4 days. Remove dead vegetation and firewood. Those should be done way in advance of the fire season getting started, but if you haven't done it, this is a great opportunity to get that stuff pulled away from your house. Make sure that you are monitoring for fires. Again, watch duty is a really good way to know what fires are in your area. When there is a red flag watch or warning, your local fire departments, be it state, county, or federal, will be implementing the following things. They're going to staff up, and they're going to strategically place those resources in areas which allow them to better respond if there is a wildfire. So they're not all clustered up necessarily in their station. They are going to strategically place themselves so that if a start happens, they have closest available resources. They may ban campfires and use of equipment. They may close off some public areas. You will find them patrolling, so you'll see them driving around, again, making them more available to respond as the closest resource if a fire does start. And they're going to extend those work days. So they will typically staff up to cover the period that their red flag watch or warning is in effect. Why do we evacuate when there is a wildfire? Because homes can be rebuilt. And I know that it is impactful to think about losing your home and the things that are in it that are precious to you. But homes can be rebuilt, things can be replaced. Lives cannot be restored. If we don't evacuate when there is a wildfire, we become a liability for the fire department. We distract from their ability to fight those fires and potentially save our homes and communities, because now they have to be focused on saving us, because human life comes before property, as it should. So please evacuate if there is a wildfire in your area. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Please be safe and please evacuate.